Hello, beautiful starseeds. Welcome back to another video on Starseed Academy. My name is Jenny. So today we're talking all about, is the GFL corrupted? Maybe you've seen some of this going around online. I definitely have. And it's a very valid question, right? If a lot of people are trying to get their information from this source, then can we trust that source? So definitely wanted to look into that in my own way today and share with you what I have. And before we jump in, of course, I want to remind you that working with me, you can do that in a couple of ways right now. You can book a one-on-one session, reading, healing, or activation. Links are in bio for everything. You can join the membership group, which I highly recommend. And there's a Black Friday special going on the membership group right now. So when you join the membership from now until the end of November, you get a free bonus mini reading with me, where I'll be divulging messages from your guides, plus a peek at your starseed origins when we look into your Akashic records of your lifetimes. So that's something that's really fun. So anybody that joins the membership between now and the end of the month is going to automatically receive that with me, and I'll contact you personally about that. So just go ahead and join the membership, and then you'll get that information coming through from me. And then another way to work with me right now is I still have 2 spots left that are open for Starseed CEO. So if you are looking to break through to the next level of your spiritual business, breaking through levels of abundance and freedom and visibility and really getting that alignment happening with your soul gifts to your business, really becoming that new earth leader, then please contact me on Instagram. You can just message me about that as well, and you can apply, and we'll see if you're a good fit for that. Okay, so before we jump in, also just remember to like this video, share it. I love when you share these videos so that other people can find them. And if you subscribe, then you'll get new videos here every Sunday. Okay, and then you're probably also going to want to follow me on Instagram, just because there's totally different content over there than is here. And it's all free and it's all beautiful. And then the last thing, speaking of free content, I always forget to mention that this is available for you guys, but I am doing a weekly energy report for my email subscribers. So these reports are really detailed, energetic, forecasts for what's about to happen or what is happening now on the planet, for the collective, for the 3D matrix, for the awakening souls. Just so much in-depth information, and it's totally free. So make sure that you're signed up for that. Really, definitely, first and foremost, get signed up for the free stuff. And then if you want to work with me further, then everything is in the links below. Okay, so without further ado, let's jump into the video. Is the Galactic Federation of Light, the GFL, is it corrupted? So I want to share with you everything that I got. So I think the first thing that I want to share is that the way that I get this information, because this is going to be important later on in the video, and it should be important to you. The way that I get this information is through clean and ethical channeling. Those 2 pieces are super, super important. And if you are absorbing information and following different people online that are sharing downloads and their channeled information and messages, you really want to be sure that it's not coming from a place of their own wounds or ego. And that happens so much in the spiritual community. The information that comes through is not unbiased or neutral. It is very much, clearly, a lot of the time, biased by that person's own beliefs. So if you have a set of belief structures, then what you bring through is going to be totally tainted by that, right? So I do clean and ethical channeling. This is what I teach in all of my courses. I just saw a little orb. Ooh, he's so active. I love that this orb is so active when I'm talking about clean and ethical channeling. That's awesome. Distracting though. But, oh, there it is again. Okay. I love it. I love it. This just gives this whole video so much magic. Okay. Clean and ethical channeling, just a super quick idea of what that is, because you should care. You should know. Okay. So clean channeling is like a very clean connection to your intended source of where you're trying to get your information from. Clean intentions, clean connections, very solid and secure, so that nothing else can get in and influence the information. Ethical channeling is removing your own stuff. So your own ego, your own biases, your own everything. Okay. If you want to know how to set up those kinds of spaces, then I've done videos on how to do that before. One that comes to mind is Starseed Protect Yourself. And I also have set up the sacred space in quite a few of my videos as well. But if you have further questions on how to do that, because it's important, if you want a whole video on that, clean and ethical channeling, maybe I'll make a note of that. That seems like it would be a good video. I feel like it's important. So I'm just going to quickly jot down clean and ethical channeling video. It's something that, when you do something so much that you assume everybody knows, and then you realize like, oh no, people don't know and they're not doing it at all. And this is really important. It's like ethical, but it's also hygiene. Okay. So I definitely use that for all of my videos so that I can trust and that you can trust the information that comes through is not about me. And I think that you can tell because a lot of the times I'm just as surprised as you as we're like bringing things through, or disappointed, or like it's very obvious. Like that reminds me of when we did the first Halloween video this year, and I was like so disappointed with the information about werewolves because they are my favorite. I have read, and when I say read, I mean audiobooks, because let's be real, I have listened to like every werewolf series that exists, obsessed, Team Jacob, all of it. So I was a little bit disappointed with that, but I can't change what comes through. I would never do that, right? So you could just see on my face, I'm like, oh, that's okay. That's the whole werewolf origin story. Anyway, we're going to move on. So this is about, is the GFL corrupted? So the first few things that I have that came through were in point form, and then it was almost like an actual message that came through that I'll read for you. So the first point that came through is that they stand for peace through balance. So where am I getting this information from? I'm getting this information from a mixture of the angelic realms, God's source, not myself. Okay, so the angelic realms, God's source, councils of light, and the Galactic Federation of Light, because I had to actually include them to get the information that I was looking for. Okay, so the information that came through is they stand for peace through balance. That's how they create peace. That is their mission. That's their highest mission. That's their highest perspective. Everything that they do in some way is about this peace through balance. They are not an army. And that came through really strongly. I think a lot of people maybe don't know what they are. They are not an army. They're not a bunch of galactic soldiers that are going to come like down to earth and save us. They're not invading anything else in outer space. Like, they're not an army. That's not what it is. However, when darkness surges, they bring the light, because they want balance. And again, this is not about eradicating darkness in any way or form. This is not about disowning your shadows or anyone else's, or even the shadow realms. It is about how oneness is the darkness and the shadows in perfect balance create harmony. They create the yin yang. They create real, true peace. And that's what God source is, which is another video that I want to do. Like, what is God source? Everybody's always talking about, and I have all these names for it. It's not just light. It's not just love. It's perfect balance, perfect harmony between all of everything, every single thing that exists coming into perfect harmony and balance. That is what oneness is. That is what God source is. So again, they are not an army. They are about restoring balance. They are also, though, as like a submission, especially when it comes to Earth, they are about reminding people of their free will, reminding people, empowering people by reminding them about their own gifts and power, like who they really are. So it's like about reminding you through an awakening, through your Akashic records, through information and guidance, who you really are, how powerful you really are, that you are a sovereign creator and not a victim. Because victim mentality is the strongest sleeping pill that you can take. And when you take it, it wipes out all potential for you to awaken and empower yourself and change your situation. Victim mentality doesn't change anything. You just get sunk deeper into it. So stop taking that sleeping pill, and wherever it's showing up in your life, you need to stop doing that. Okay. If you want change, real change, which a lot of people that are invested in victim mentality, they're not looking to change anything. They're just looking to stay in their comfort zone of complaining, right? Anyway, so it's about empowering people through the reminder of their own power, right? Reminding people you have free will, you are powerful, you are a sovereign creator. Get out of this victim mentality and start creating your reality for yourself. Okay, so that's another kind of like big thing that they do and that we take on as light workers as our own personal missions as well. I know I really feel that way. I think both of those missions align with me, which is probably why I work with the Galactic Federation of Light so often, because their core mission is mine. And I feel it so deeply in my soul to create balance, to empower people. That's what I want to do here on Earth. That's it. That's everything. Now, I specifically like to work with star seeds. That's kind of my niche, to empower them by helping them to illuminate and develop their soul gifts so that they can start their own businesses just like I have and break free of the 9-to-5. So that's like a really big mission of mine, but it all aligns with what they're doing. Okay. So then the next point here is that a lot of people are like, are they trustworthy? We can't trust anything that's coming from them or what they say. I would really second guess the source. And I don't mean the Galactic Federation of Light. I would say maybe that person that's bringing through the information is not doing clean and ethical channeling. I think that's more likely what's going on, right? However, I still asked the question, how can we know if you're trustworthy? Because I want a real answer. And I could tell, because this is filtered through like God source energy, I can tell what's coming through is honest, like very honest, very truthful. What came through is, when asking if they're trustworthy, is it's not about trust, which is what they said. They're not even trying to like defend anything. They're just saying, well, it's not about trust when all perspectives hold truth. There are many, many councils in the Galactic Federation of Light. There are so many under the umbrella of the name, the Galactic Federation of Light, is all of these smaller councils of light. And we're going to get into that a little bit later, but they're saying it's not about trust because all perspectives hold truth. It's actually more about, does it align for you? So ask yourself, does it align with your current soul path? Is it even important? Does it help you? Does it feel right for you? And they're saying those are more the questions that you should be asking, and not just when it comes to them, but when it comes to any source of information or spiritual teaching. Well, is it right for you? Does it align? Does it feel good? Then good. Because within our spiritual communities and within all of this information that's coming through, there's always pieces of truth within it. And then they went on to say, we have never intentionally distorted or deceived with our information. So again, we have never intentionally deceived or distorted information. And then they said, as empaths, HSPs, highly sensitive people, intuitives, your own awareness will tell you this. You can feel when someone's intention is not pure. So if you're truly connecting to the Galactic Federation of Light, you will be able to feel. You are literally like a walking lie detector. You are so sensitive. Use your awareness. Use your giant intuitive awareness to read energy, to read people, to read, any information coming through for the vibe and the intention underneath. So that's what they're saying. It's like we've never intentionally deceived or distorted information. As these highly sensitive people, use your own awareness. It will tell you this. It will tell you when anyone's intention is not pure. And then they said a larger lesson to glean here is that when something is not for you, that doesn't mean it isn't truth. Just because it's not for you doesn't mean it's not truth. It's just not the puzzle piece that can help your larger picture at this time. And then they went on to have an example to describe this. Using the spiritual internet community as an example, there is perceived division between the teachings online, but they are all exactly right for the person at the correct stage of awakening that it aligns to. And you can totally see this when you think about yourself early on in your stages of awakening and what you resonated with. and how that's changed over time. Some things you'll always resonate with, but there have been certain things that you've let go and moved on from, right? You will grow beyond teachings that once felt very important and useful to you. So but it doesn't make those teachings not true anymore. They're not working for you. No longer aligned with the path that you're on or your level of awareness. However, it's going to be very helpful to someone else coming up to that point, right? So that's what they're saying when like every perception has pieces of truth in it. All perspectives hold truth. So it's not about, can you trust it? It's about, is it aligned for you and helpful to you? And if not, don't worry about it. Just like let it go. But there's this like really strange, off topic a little bit for a second. There's this really strange like witch hunt energy in the spiritual community, which I think comes from underlying competition or fear of not being enough, where you need to attack somebody else. It's like a bullying energy. And why do bullies do that? Because they don't feel good enough in themselves. So there's this weird witch hunt thing for people always looking for false light, that, you know, false teachings, false light, this or that. And I get I said this in my last video, I'm pretty sure, I get all kinds of DMs like that, where people don't understand how I do my work and they make assumptions that I'm clueless. And I just am bringing through whatever wants to talk to me. And I don't know how to properly do what I do. That being the case for a lot of people, though, there are a lot of people in the spiritual community who have no idea, and they're up there going, "Dear ones, this is a message from the Pleiadian Council of Light," and it's so full of ego and their own beliefs and their clearly distorted ideas about how things work. It's not clean. It's not ethical. It's really up to you to feel that out for yourself. It's super important, and I want you to do that. I want you to like edit your feed and get rid of the things that are clearly not pure. It's just so important. It's just not good for you, right? But if it aligns for you, if it's great and it aligns for you, good. It doesn't matter if somebody else thinks it's truth or not, if it's your truth. So really figure out what is aligning for you, and you have to make these decisions for yourself, okay? But anyway, back to the Galactic Federation of Light messages. They're saying, we are a vast group of councils, each council with their own specific frequency of truth. So again, the Galactic Federation of Light is just a name, this larger umbrella, and underneath that is actually all these small councils that make up the Galactic Federation of Light. And they're saying a vast group of councils, each council with their own specific frequency of truth, each with their own mission. So there's lots of different missions within these groups as well. There's so many that I've come across. Like I really like working with the Council for Humanity. And then personally, I am like a part of and work with the Orion Council of Light. You're going to have personal councils that you work with, or ones that align with you or feel good or feel right. And just like spiritual teachings, you might outgrow certain frequencies on your way through your awakening. And that's okay, but it doesn't mean that they're not still true for others, or that they weren't ever true, right? Okay. And then they said, when talking about the vast group of councils, they said, but what brings us all together is the desire to activate and encourage oneness. Balance, right? They've continually talked about balance through me and oneness for years now. This is always the same message from them. And then they said, oneness is not only one thing. It is all things in perfect balance. Harmony and peace come from perfect balance. So again, when we talk about what is God's source is not even just love and light. So, any of these teachings that are on these extreme ends of the spectrum, like it's all love and light, don't even pay attention to the darkness in the world, just pretend it's not there, and we'll create this new world of love and light. And it's like, that is not balance. And then down in like the conspiracy and the darker, like 4D kind of awakening people, which is normal, you have to move through that into 5D. Down into that place, it's like, well, it's all of the suspicion. Everything is like sus. Everything is like, you got to check all your facts and your resources. You can't trust yourself and your own, it's all just like everything's a lot of just darkness and everyone's trying to deceive you and everyone's false light. And it's like, okay, like you've got to find your balance within all of the noise online. Okay. And then the last thing here, or getting close to the end here, is a really interesting thing about how you can connect with or how you do connect maybe with the Galactic Federation of Light. They said, when you visit or call on us, your frequency, which is your state of being, is what dials the call. And who answers is the aligned counsel for you in the now moment, which means the counsel that can help you create inner balance. So we're not all getting the same answer when we connect with the Galactic Federation of Light. How can we, when there's all of these different councils of light and people don't understand that? And they're like, well, the GFL said this to me. So if you're saying they said that, you're not really connecting with them. And it's like, there's so many councils of light underneath the umbrella of the GFL that two people can ask the same question and get different answers. Though if you look closely, those answers will probably align and are just said in different ways. Right? Again, your frequency or your state of being is dialing the call, and who picks up is the aligned counsel for you in the now moment, which could always every day be different. But that means it's the counsel that can help you to create inner balance. So it's all about what's your own state of frequency as to who's going to be the best to answer your questions. And that is pretty perfect of a system, actually. Like, I think that's kind of genius, but it just is the way that like frequency and like magnetism and creation, like manifestation, all that works. It's like your frequency is your state of being, and that is what attracts everything. Your reality, your everything in your life. Your reality is literally created from that as well. So of course it's going to affect everything that you do, including connecting to something like this, the Galactic Federation of Light. So hopefully that makes sense. Why, when one person connects, it's going to be different than when the other person connects. The information might feel different. It's because who is connecting? What is their frequency? And again, this is why that clean and ethical channeling is so important, because it's everything. The person's frequency is what is bringing through the message. So if that person is, has not done all of, their shadow work or a good majority of shadow work, integration, really taking their time to move through that over the years, if they're like just newly awakened, it's really different. It's a very different energy than somebody that's been on the path for a long time. You're going to see a lot more of like calmness in someone that's been on the path for a long time, a lot more peace, a lot more balance, a lot more of that oneness, as opposed to like radical ups and downs of messaging. Okay. And again, it's not that that's wrong. It's just that if it doesn't resonate for you, then you're not aligned with that person's frequency. So if a message from the Galactic Federation of Light does not resonate for you, where did it come from? Look at the source. Maybe that's the reason. And it's not about the Galactic Federation of Light. Okay. Maybe if you were to connect with them, or I know that if you were to connect with them in a safe, clean, ethical way, always, then you would receive a message that does make sense and align for you, and actually is very like, whoa, mind-blowing and enlightening, and like a piece of the puzzle that you've been missing. So, and then the last thing that they said was, untoward or harmful experiences citing the GFL are either misunderstandings or misdials. So misunderstandings definitely can happen with the way that people interpret what they're receiving. If they're trying to interpret through a field of fear frequency, that's going to also distort the message. Lots of misunderstandings. I'm sure that you can think of more examples than that could take place. And then misdials. Misdials means you tried to connect to the Galactic Federation of Light, but you don't know how to properly or cleanly or safely channel. So you actually don't know who you were talking to. You did not set your sacred space up. You did not have, the angelic or the galactic or the God source white light. You didn't do the connection right cleanly with the intentions to block out or keep away any like other influences. And that's why whenever I set up my sacred space, I use lots of protection. I use a field of blue protective light from Archangel Michael. And when I connect to God source, I also say in my intention, let everything that comes through be true. Let it be divinely true and of divine origins, divinely orchestrated and timed for the highest good of all involved. It's like, that's such a strong intention that it just like locks in my connection. If you picture like a tube of light that I'm trying to connect with things, nothing can get in from the sides. It's like locked in, like so strong, the barriers and the boundaries around that and I've learned this because if you do it the wrong way, you can learn very easily. And also just from doing this for so many years, like you've seen me on here on YouTube for years now. And you've seen me grow. You can see my growth clearly. Like I know how to do it now. I know, and I'm always getting better and it's always getting stronger. Your gifts, the more that you use them, the cleaner, clearer, and stronger that they get. So again, any untoward or harmful experiences citing the GFL are either misunderstandings or misdials. So pretty clear there. So what do you think about the GFL? Is that something that, and it's not for everyone, right? If you're not a super galactic soul, that kind of stuff just doesn't resonate for you. It's not for you. Don't worry about it. Then it's just not for you. It doesn't mean it's not true. It's just not for you, right? Maybe you're more into like the angelic councils of light or the elementals or the unicorns or the dragons or the fairies, or maybe you're just really strongly into like ascended masters or Akashic gatekeepers. It's all true. It's all beautiful. I work with them all. And I think it's like this amazing multidimensional life I get to live because I'm so open to all of it. But I do believe in the Galactic Federation of Light. I feel it. I know it. I specifically really love working with the Council for Humanity and different councils of light within them. And remember, like when you visit or call on them, your frequency, your state of being is what's dialing, and what answers is the alignment to your own energy. So you're going to get the counsel that can help you to create inner balance. So whatever that means, that's who you're going to be aligned to, right? So again, there's truth in every perspective. It's not about are they or are they not trustworthy, just like the spiritual community online. It's for someone, and if it's not for you, just let it go, right? Use your own discernment. Discernment is so key and so huge. Let's like just highlight that word. Use discernment and stop worrying about false light, because as soon as you get into the witch hunt, you are just going to tank your frequency. Stop worrying about witch hunts, false light. Trust yourself. Trust yourself, okay? I actually want to do a whole post about the toxic religious programming that has infiltrated the spiritual community, because it's basically they're trying to tell you you can't trust yourself. I had somebody leave me a ridiculous 9-part voice message on Instagram that basically said, and again, I think I should do either a post or a video on just this, because it was so it really helped me to see myself clearly. Though it's a blessing, anytime you get challenged or triggered, it is truly a blessing and it brings clarity. But basically this 9-part message, the essential core of it was, even if it feels good, even if it feels like light, looks like light, and you think it's light and everything inside of you is telling you it's light, it might not be light. And the only way to true spirituality is through Jesus Christ, our Lord and Savior, and accepting him into your heart. First of all, I have no problem with Jesus. I absolutely love Jesus, but Jesus wasn't Christian, and Jesus wasn't religious, and Jesus is this amazing ascended master that is incredible and a real soul and beautiful. So, we're already buds. Like, so I don't, that was such a Canadian sentence. Oh my God. Anyway, Canadians say buds all the time. We're friends. Like we're tight. Okay. So me and Jesus, don't you worry. We tight. Secondly, are you literally trying to tell me that I can't trust myself? I can't trust what I feel, sense, and know to be true. I can't trust my intuition or my soul. Where does that leave me? If I were to follow that advice, if I can't trust in myself, my eternal wise soul who knows what's best for me, nope. If I can't trust that, who should I trust? And that's how religion is born. Because now they're going to tell you who to trust. This priest or that priest, follow their teachings. If you have doubt, just ask them. Just take their word for it. They know. They need to be the middleman between you and God because you can't do it yourself. You're not capable. Don't trust what you feel. Don't trust what your soul tells you. Oh my God, no, no, no. You don't know. You're being deceived. You're being deceived. And it's like, that's how religion was born, first of all. And I am not interested in that energy at all. I can trust myself. I know myself. I know what's best for me. And I know what light feels like. And I know what evil feels like. And I know what balance is. And I know how everything has a place. So this is what I mean about people just leaving these kinds of DMs. And it's just like, really? Do you hear yourself? Oh my God. Anyway, I'm not here for the religious programming. I'm losing the patience for it. The spiritual community to me is about acceptance, inclusiveness, oneness. Everybody has a place. Yes, love and light, but also let's do the shadow work. Let's do the integration. Let's really not turn a blind eye to what's going on in the world. You didn't come all the way to Earth to just ignore it. Like, oh, I came all the way here to help humanity, but let me ignore everything they're going through because that's not for the best. Like, I don't. Anyway, we went off topic here, but I think it all kind of was aligned in the energy. So let me know what you think about all of this and drop your video requests below. I think that I've come up with a couple just from talking. Sometimes just talking to you guys, just talking it out. Oh, I just love it. So I really want to do videos next about popular spiritual teachings debunked, clean and ethical channeling. And now I think I want to do a video about religious programming. I've done a video about that before in spiritual community. However, I'd like to hit that up again with some real life examples of the things I've received in my inbox. And let's just break that down together and see what the energy of the person that sent it, what's really going on there. Because it's not about me. It's always about them. Like, it's not about you. It's always about the other person when you're being attacked. Truly, when you're being judged or attacked or condemned or somebody's being condescending or whatever it is, it's not you, my love. It's them. So please don't take it personally, but take it as an opportunity to learn more about yourself and get even clearer on who you are. So beautiful. There's a place for it all. Okay, so I'm going to leave it there. Remember to sign up for the weekly energy report. My email list is fire. Get on there. It goes out every Monday. Links below. Follow me on Instagram. These are all free things that you can do to receive more information and guidance from me. Here on YouTube, make sure you're subscribed. If you want to go beyond that, the next steps are the membership, one-on-one sessions with me. And if you really want to shift things in your life, sign up for my mentorship program, which is a one-on-one 6-month mentorship where we go really deep diving into what's going on with you, your life, and your business. Okay, so Starseed CEO. Perfect. Love you all so much. Thanks for, if you're still here at the end of this video, thank you so much. You guys are so supportive, such loyal audience. I love and respect you all so much. I love working with you. I love getting to meet so many of you in my sessions. And I love all of your comments and suggestions. And I always take it with an open heart. And I truly respect what you have to say. So thank you. Thank you for being here the whole journey, the whole time. It's like we're growing together, aren't we? And it's really amazing. So I'm grateful. Okay. Love you all. And please remember, listen to your heart and the quiet voice within, because you are so much more than the body you are in. Have a beautiful day, Starseeds. Talk to you soon. Bye.